Well, that sucked then, I guess. Let me see if this works sound-wise for me. Testing. Yeah, this should work where I'm talking now. I went through Manycam. Maybe that's the thing that was slowing it, because this is one of the negatives um, of StreamYard, is that you're you can't play music unless you've got an open screen. That's the only time you can open up audio. And I want to open up the Manycam audio. Yeah, no, I know the playing of the material. It's lagging, and I guess it might be lagging. Well, certainly bad internet, but if you can hear me okay now, it's the manner in which I have to play music. I'd love it if I didn't have to open a window to play music and then I could just feed it an MP3. Instead, I got to feed from the system. And maybe if I created an MP3 file of this and played that instead, that might work better. But let me see if I'll put a link here. What a pain in the ass, though. Sorry. Yeah, so it's good with the voice, but it was maybe it would have been better if I just took the screen down, or I don't know. I'm gonna figure out these things. Let me change to the webcam that's there, and then bring in my buddy.
Oh, hey,
how are you, sir?
Good. Do you have hammerheads?
Hammerheads?
Yeah.
Is that a candy?
Well, no, boy, I sure hope not, because you said you had pain in your Hyundai, and so
you mean hammerheads? I see what you're saying.
It's not. No, actually, it's a terrible story.
But Carl, you got hammerhead.
Yeah, when my dad was in the military, I think he wrote my mom and said something about, or she wrote him, whichever way it was, that they had hammerheads, and they always seem to remember that, the wonderful things in life,
No, I am hammerhead free, thank God, now.
Apparently they couldn't read it right. I guess that was it, and they thought hammerheads. What are hammerheads? Anyhow.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, no, I just want to do it now. I wasn't going to be on too long because I'm going to head home pretty soon, just waiting for traffic to slow down. But going to be working on my latest project. I don't remember if I told you about it. I think I told a couple people, and you would have been one that I would have, but I may have forgotten. Just Alphabets Media.
Oh no.
Well, one of the things that I do anyway, just I've done it for myself, and I've done it for a number of friends and people. There's been some nonprofits. I've done some websites for church, and I decided that I'm going to create a media company that is, the primary purpose is going to be to host websites and host podcasts and to register domains for people.
Oh, yeah. I do remember you saying about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, GY6, and hey, David, 7 inches of snow. It was in the 80s here today.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. I was thinking before I forget, though, this is just a thought quick. I don't want to forget it. I was wondering if maybe if you're playing, and I don't know if this could be the case, but if you're playing live, like the format of CDs and WAV or whatever it is, and so say you're playing that, maybe it's too much for it to encode at one time, where like you were saying MP3, it's less information. It might work better.
I was playing a video from YouTube.
Wow, through the mic?
Yeah. No, well, through Manycam. Like Manycam has a way where your microphone can be just system sound, so you won't hear any of the crap that I'm doing if I'm shuffling papers or something.
But is Manycam taking it directly from your machine, or is it bringing it through a mic?
It's going directly from the machine.
Well, maybe it's too much to encode. I don't know, or the decode. Yeah, you call it. I don't know.
I mean, I have to sit down, and at work, I don't have a mixer here or anything. I have a mixer at home, and I'm going to try and figure it out at home, I guess, or maybe bring a mixer here to try and make things a little seamless, where I can play like an iPod through or something.
I know. Here's the thought. In other words, Is it sending it after it's already been converted to an audio file, or is it sending it digitally? The information is it sending the information digitally and then playing it from there?
You should have seen on the screen. You should have seen the video playing. I shared the screen of I was just playing a YouTube video. The audio though was like, you'll see right now that you won't be able to hear me right now because I'll take the settings and it's gonna turn me to black because I'm gonna go into Manycam.
But what I mean is, how does the audio get there? I know the whole video.
So you can still hear me right now, but my camera's in through the Manycam, and I just have black right now.
Well, that's weird. I mean, the audio should be poor quality relatively it's not like playing a CD or a DVD, is it? I mean, you're just sending.
All it is exactly what I think David said, that my internet is crap here.
Oh, yeah, maybe it can't handle that much.
No, just like for whatever reason right now, I don't know if something's updating somewhere. I don't know if my particular computer is updating something in the background and I don't notice. I tried to close as many windows as I could, and it didn't happen.
No.
What do you think though? Like, it's going to be an inexpensive way, because I don't charge a lot for people to set up their own domains and set up their own hosting, like for a year, piggybacking on mine. And I don't know. I thought the name Just Alphabets was pretty good.
Well, the only thought I have is that it's not, though, because it does say something, and that's sort of following a screwy way of thinking. Like, for instance, I'm just saying lately, I'm noticing that there's people trying to say that, murder and this and that are the same as porn, and what is porn, and this, and you should go to court, and they should take, and on and on. And I'm reading these comments. I'm going like, these people are freaking, never mind. I mean, I kind of get it in a way, but
I think good advice with things like that would be like, if anyone is telling somebody to sue me, some good advice would be to go, maybe tread carefully, because the guy's legal fees are free. Since it won't cost me anything to do legal work, because I won't have to hire anybody. I think someone's best advice would be tread carefully. Don't be silly pickle. So, yeah, but I think Just Alphabets is a perfect media name or company name for this concept that I have, and I'm hoping to get it formally off the ground. But I'm just like, as a heads up, if anyone's interested in starting their own website, or a podcast, and they need a host, look for me, because it's coming out pretty soon, and it's going to be like under $100 a year for to have your own. And then if somebody needed help, everything's going to be WordPress based. I think more like than not. It doesn't have to be, but I think for people's purposes who don't want to have to do a lot with programming themselves and things, WordPress is super easy to get something up and going. So I wanted to present the idea, just because I registered the domains today, and I'm going to be putting everything together probably in the next couple weeks.
Well, I will admit it's kind of funny in a way. Just Alphabet. I mean, I suppose. Okay, let me put it this way. Like, suppose when I was a kid, if I would have had whether it be alphabet soup, or didn't they make cereal with alphabets in it?
There was alphabet cereal, yeah.
Okay, so suppose I wrote out like FUC, YOUMOM, and then I left it sitting there like that, and I'd arrange the letters real carefully with my spoon as my mom's walking around the kitchen, and she could say, she could flip out, but I'd have to explain to her, hey, if I turn it upside down or if I mix it around, they're just alphabets, Mom.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
exactly. There's no, we learn to look at meanings of words.
And my mom had sharp nails too. I mean, she could claw my face. If I put dad at the end of that, my dad could, who knows? I don't think it would go well. That's what I'm thinking.
I think it'd be real interesting if you were a kid and you said, you spelled in your alphabet soup, porno girls, mom. And then your mom goes, what? And you go, well, what else would it be? What else would you put in there? And then that's like, you put it next to your magazine that you're reading that might be like Hustler. Yeah. And then you'd say, what else would it be, mom? Right? So you'd be like sort of contradicting yourself in the same sentence. One day you'd spell porno girls so that you could have a reason to read your nudie magazine. And then in the next day, you would spell it and say, no, it doesn't mean anything, Mom. It's just alphabets.
Well, yeah, the soup would just be an advertisement, sort of, to get to the magazine.
Yeah.
And if I had like little brothers and sisters, I mean, I would, if they asked me, what's your soup mean? I'd hand them a magazine and say, well, here, take a look for yourself, you know?
Yeah, that's me. You'd be a good influence. It's a good older brother. Yeah, I was one of those for my younger brothers.
I didn't have any younger brothers, but my older brother never did anything like that to me. You know, I have to admit.
Well, I didn't encourage them. They would just they would find things that I might have.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I contributed to the delinquency of not every one of them, but at least the very youngest, I believe. We've had conversations about this that we've laughed about.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad on that guy's channel the other day. We went into a fairly long conversation about masturbation and that kind of thing. And you heard that?
No, I didn't.
It
was a long conversation.
Well, I explained to him that I never did that, and he thought I was lying. You know.
That is a surprise. Let me side with Sam. You just said you've never in your whole life done that.
Right.
Okay, that's pretty surprising. Like
right.
Even I would, after you said it, you might go, "Hey, you know, it's been a while. It's been my whole life, and I'm getting up in years. I might try it out."
Yeah, well, no, since watching, I really like that anime stuff because I was allowed to be a part of it. You know, when I got to fool with that a bit, that nearly drove me to it. You know, but what I tried to explain to him was that in my family, you know, like family reunions and get-togethers, I had cousins and aunts and stuff like that. I never had a need to masturbate. You know, and Sam didn't get it. You know, that was the sad thing. He didn't quite get it. But
well, it's a surprise, actually. I mean, it's. I did find. I did find
it's lying. You know, I mean, what the heck? I mean, you know, I think it's.
Well, you wouldn't lie.
Well, no, lying's not as bad as porn, and porn's not as bad as murder. But they're all.
Did you get into a conversation with that? Because I didn't hear about that. Is there a new video about severity levels of sin?
Yeah, well, a lot of people, you know, I this is my opinion, right? And it's just my opinion based on my understanding, limited it may be on the Bible, is simply that you can't go to heaven if you have any sin in your life. And there's only one perfect, so nobody could go to heaven because you all have sin if you didn't go through Jesus Christ. Because any other way, you'd be a robber and a thief or something like that, right? So you only have one way. So as I look at all that, I think, well, in that sense, yes, all sin is sin. But I still go back to if somebody steals a cookie out of the cookie jar, or somebody says, what do you think of my new car? Do you like it? And you go, yeah. And you look and you think, whoa, man, that thing's ugly, you know? Then you just spent like $100,000 on it. You go, yeah. You know, are you lying? I mean, maybe it's really ugly, you know? And whatever. Yeah. And is that the same as murder? I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think so. They both keep you out of heaven, I guess, if you want to argue that. But I don't think
it's the end penalty. It's the end result. But it's not. There's no doubt that there are levels to severity of sin. I do not believe it is possible, since I'm made in God's image, that I would be wrong in saying that stealing cookies from the cookie jar is substantially less egregious to God than, say, gassing 6 million Jews. Right?
Well, yeah, really. You know, I mean, yeah, it's So I don't know. The argument is where I'm watching it go. It's just unbelievable. I'm kind of like, man, I don't know. I get less and less interested in the whole thing now because it's just getting.
Well, that's why Andy Capp's got it all figured out with universalism. But who's talking about that now?
Well, it was Andy and Bill, and
oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it was predominantly them just trying. What in the world? What did I see? I saved one of the comments. I downloaded it, and for some reason it bugged me. And so what was it? Oh, there it is. It says, oh, I don't know. You want to see it and tell me what you think?
Sure.
I don't know if I can share.
Yeah, you can share it, and then I'll pop it on there.
Okay, let me see what else on here. It's like
oh, let me take that banner off because we're not playing this anymore. Darn it, it didn't come through. My wife sings so well in that song every time I listen to it.
Let me see here. Okay, share screen.
Yeah, there's a share screen option in your little option.
Oh, I see. And I can actually do that. And then you just add me.
And then, yeah. So right now, yeah, I see. Okay, here we go.
Let me see if I can blow it up and make it a little bigger.
Yeah, I can see that. You had it. There we go. Who's he talking to here?
It was on Sam's video.
I bet your accusers love King David of the Bible. He was an adulterer and a murderer. Moses was a murderer. Okay. Both of those are true.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a fan of Moses and I'm a fan of King David.
Yeah. Yeah. I have
King David did repent. You know, like when King David was discovered to have done all that he did, for instance, with Bathsheba and her husband, right? He lost his firstborn as a result. He was chastised, but he came to the point of repentance, right? The Bible talks about that, if memory serves. He didn't, in other words, say, I didn't do it, or the prophet. Who was the prophet that was involved? The prophet's a liar. Bathsheba is a liar and an idiot and a retard.
People need to mind their own business and stop causing trouble.
Yeah, which is interesting. When I would say that Andy needs to mind his own business and stop causing trouble. Then I think. Huh.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, anybody, I guess you could argue that with, but
that's a tough rock and a hard place for him to be in, because, you know, to condemn correcting people by correcting people, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
And you know, that's what I say. It's like I there are ways to do things. You know, you can do things privately or anonymously, like we're doing now, and people could draw their own conclusions.
You and grab the smoke. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just wanted to announce the Just Alphabets Media.
And then I get you started on this stuff. I didn't even mean to. I don't know how I can't walk away. It's like, you know,
I'll go back to
here it is in front of me. I fall over it, you know.
DB Cisco says he was a fan of characters and better books. DB Cisco, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that too. You know, Luke Skywalker was more exciting than King David, really, I would say, but Skywalker wasn't real. Or isn't real. So, yeah, prophet was Nathan. Thank you, David. That's exactly right.
The thing that you just mentioned, like when Grace Gospel was saying, indeed, you know, the truth majority of the Bible, Old and New Covenant, was written by murderers, adulterers, and sinners just like us all. But I don't think any of them, if what they did was bad. I mean, you could go back to Paul's life, things people did, but they didn't continue in it. The best of my knowledge, even though they used Paul to justify it, I don't think Paul continued in sin, the best of my knowledge. His thorn in the flesh, I doubt, was running around cutting Christians' heads off and stuff.
I would say he would have stumbled for sure. I mean, I can only speak from personal experience as a human being that the Holy Spirit hasn't rid me of all sin. and I don't think I'll be rid of all sin and so. I'm just telling you.
Not holy.
That's-
Come on. Get your
I'm not 100%. As Elizabeth Elijah said, she said that God keeps a report card on everybody, and you have to get like a really high grade, or you don't make it, which is kind of like Islam light.
Well, yeah, I do kind of wonder that though myself. However, it doesn't leave any room for grace. I have to admit, or very little.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like say you got a 50 or a 60 on a test, and 70 is your passing grade. I don't know what it is, depending on what school you go to, whatever. But let's say it was 50 or 60, and you really, really tried. You really worked hard. Maybe you had a flu that day when you took the test. You were really sick, or who knows what, really upset. Sometimes a teacher might overlook something like that and let it slide or something, I guess, you know? And I think, well, you know, I'd like to think God would be like that. You'd hope.
Well, DB says he doesn't believe Moses or David are real. I mean, you can take that view. That would be a very minority view, and for good reason, because we have more literary works of antiquity, copies of, than we have for Alexander the Great, or for many of those people at Hammurabi, even. So, if you believe in Hammurabi and Alexander the Great, I would say it's not a stretch to believe Moses or David, but you're entitled to your opinion. I think there have been coins with David on it. There are records in antiquity of David as well. Sorry if you are still leaving something up there.
No, I left it by accident.
No, it's okay. I could have taken it down. I'm looking something up. Just a little aside for people that are interested. I mean, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the snipping tool though, just so I can share a picture. Just a screenshot. It will. Oh, let me see if I can get the snipping tool in time. Darn it! I don't think I'll be able to. No. I'll do it in a sec. Where's the snipping tool? All right. I'm doing something on the fly that I didn't anticipate I was going to do.
Uh-oh, am I going to make you late?
No.
You know
Okay.
what's funny? Something you were talking about. Can I tell you something really dumb, though, that dawned on me?
Sure.
You were saying about, like, threatening to sue you, and it was kind of funny in a way. I think that today I wasted most of my day working on a needle valve to turn off the spray nozzle on my espresso maker, right? And it's a $10 part, or no, $12 or $14 part, plus like $8 shipping or whatever. It was going to be around $20, $18-20. But I spent most of the day tearing this whole thing apart. I had to tear the whole housing, the heater assembly inside, tear it all down to save $20. And it seems like a stupid thing to do for a day. But on the other hand, I did manage to fix it and reseat the valve and all this stuff. And so I think to myself, the point is, so it's my time, right? So I could do that. And that's why it's not the same thing that you're kind of talking about. In other words, it's your time. You can do what you want with it, even if it's not even worth the money. You could do it if you want to.
That's right.
It's kind
That's
of
right.
stupid to go after somebody that has that ability, you know,
Well, yeah.
or threaten them, whatever. And it's funny breaking them on. I don't get it. It's just kind of like, maybe you should stop lying and just shut up and see if it goes away. I still think that would be the best bet, my opinion.
Yeah, and I think it will. I mean, I'm getting pretty tired of it. It's amusing to me that my whole the whole channels that are involved with that person are basically featuring me. I know that I am a pretty handsome character.
What they say, I mean, there's I mean, I've, you know, you've been known to be in a few magazines. I think Playgirl had you there for a while when you were younger, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Remember that?
Playgirl. I know of Playgirl. I wasn't a subscriber to Playgirl.
Well, no, but they paid you though. To, you know, I mean, Well, no, I just want to give them something to look up. Come on. You could play into it and watch them go out and like hunt down and buy all these Playgirl magazines, and they'd have all these like years of subscriptions of magazines looking through them to try to find you. I mean, that's kind of
This is a good one. I'm showing something on the screen, although I don't know how to zoom it. I wish there was a way that if they had a zoom situation.
Can't you do like control and just move your little wheel thing and like make the whole screen larger?
No, because this is actually I'm sharing the snip that I use.
Okay. Sometimes, yeah.
So it's maybe if I I don't want to bother, but if you close up on this, if you enlarge it.
What if you push plus or minus? Like that won't make. There's no way to.
No, not in this snipping tool program.
Oh.
I looked for.
Wait a minute. Wait, I know this is dumb, but what if you just save it and then open it up with a program?
Yeah, let me see if I can do that with something else.
I know I'm making it more difficult.
No, I did save it. I was trying to do it so that it was quick
within the program. Yeah.
But anyway, this is I found this interesting, that one of the domains of our friend, because one of the things that's been easy for him with some of the domains that we've been talking about is the Wayback Machine didn't capture any evidence of where those things were pointed in May or June.
Right.
Well, there is one, but it's one that you don't know about, and Sam probably didn't know. Well, sorry, the guy that we're talking about doesn't know that I knew about, but it's in the list. I was going over a few that were in the list, and one was called ttpics.com. And if you go to ttpics.com, it goes to the anion thing again, domain inquiry.
Right.
But let me see if I can load this up.
Yeah, it was weird. The other night when we finished on that whole thing, he was trying to say backpedal or whatever on that whole Porno Girls channel or domain, and it was totally ridiculous. Like saying he didn't own it. I swear he was telling that lady, Elizabeth, whatever, he was telling her that he didn't own it, but then he said he did own it, but then he didn't, and it's like it was all over the place. And then he didn't have control, but he did, but then he didn't. And yet, whenever he wants to,
he forgets what part of the lie. The lie changes.
It's just weird. And the weird part is sometimes people actually believe them because they want to side with them. And I go, what the heck? It's like changing all over the place.
Well, that's what I felt sad about, is that I don't know if Elizabeth will see this, but especially because she has a procedure coming soon, but I believe she deleted her account after all that went down.
Well, he turned on her and called her something that just gave her a bunch of crap.
Well, yeah, he used probably her real name that she wasn't using, or how she calls herself.
Right.
And maybe that was annoying to her, I suspect, but it was sad. But that's what happens. That's what happens if you mess with the guy at all, if you don't agree with him. And it amazed me how long it took for her to make the connections. That was the thing.
He won't just yell and scream, or go off.
Well, you remember also, like, when she put up,
they always have to hit below the belt. They always have to hit, in my opinion, they always have to hit extra hard, extra deep, really make sure that they really, really hammer the hell out of somebody. That's what bugs me, I guess.
Yeah, let me see if see, the thing about StreamYard is it won't share where I've opened this file. It's so weird, man.
Wow.
Like it won't share. It won't share the application. But anyway, I shared it earlier, and the point is, if you do a Wayback Machine of ttpics.com, and it was archived on June 5th, which was around the time when we identified everything. It was May 31st, and there's a redirect that, like, the first redirect link that comes up, if you copy that and then you put it in your browser, it goes to Narcos and all of those things that we were talking about before.
Yeah, it's
So that's the proof. So once again, because the claim that was being made and that continues to be made, I guess, why I'm false accusing is I'm saying something about a parking page, and no, it went beyond parking page. And so check out the Wayback Machine June 5th for TT. It's T as in Tom, PIX.com, June 5th, if you're interested at all. So feel free to take a look at that. And yeah, GY6. I don't want to say the name out loud in case that was a reason that she deleted her account, because she said some pretty bad stuff to him, and it can't be good for her health. And
well, on the other hand, I have to be honest. I'm sorry though. In my opinion, was it bad stuff she said to him? I don't think so. I don't see it.
Yeah, he put up the comment what she said, and she said some bad stuff towards him. It was worse than I've said to him about him.
Well, but I mean, there's a point where somebody's frustrated if they've been played with for a long time and they keep being told, well, no, I'm the good guy. I'm the good guy, and they keep getting screwed with like that. And they keep saying, but I'm the good guy. I remember I know what this reminds me of, and it's not a joke. I had a guy one night, it must have been 11:30, close to 12 at night or so. He's banging at my door and he wanted to come in. He wanted to check out guitar stuff, And I'm like, no, dude, I'm not open. And it was a number of years ago. And he started pushing on the door, man. And I had this knife on me and I'm like, hey, no, man, you're not coming in. And I slammed the door hard on him and just push him out. And he's standing outside yelling, whoa, wait a minute. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. And I'm like, I don't think so. Not tonight. You're not. It's like you need to go home and sober up. I mean, he wasn't a good guy, and no matter what he said, he was still trying to push his way in, and he wasn't going to come in here all hammered, drunk, and carrying on and kicking the door and stuff. So I don't know. People can scream all they want. They're the good guy. Doesn't Christian. They can scream whenever they want it. I'm sorry. I still look at the behavior.
Yeah, their actions will prove otherwise. Well, here I just re-snipped it a little bit bigger, I think, and maybe this will work.
That makes me a fruit inspector.
Evil. Yeah, that's a little bit bigger. So that's the redirect. You can't copy and paste from there. This is a screenshot, but if you type that in there, it'll come up to the same content that we had a problem with that appeared on the Pokemon.net. But not just if somehow somebody's out there that still thinks that I'm a false accuser, as it is, and that I was only talking about parking pages and talking about parking pages 10 years ago. This is from June 5th was what? Just over 6 months ago. Or no, 5 months ago. So 5 months and 6 days ago. And it only changed because we identified it. So good job, Bruce.
What?
I think we did good here because it stopped.
Wait. I'm messing up. What stopped?
The fact that it doesn't point here anymore. TTPix and all of these websites, domains do not point to the pornography anymore.
Well, sure, but it doesn't really change anything for me because he only did that because, in other words, it's nice that it's not messing people up anymore, but at least that amount. But it's not nice that the guy's still calling you a liar and calling me a liar and this guy a liar and has porn domains aimed all over the dang internet at people's YouTube channels. That kind of stuff you can't stop. It's like both Cisco and DB6 and DB Cisco and Brett and everybody, Matt, they're right though. I mean, you can't change. Like he's never going to change. He's going to do what he wants to do. He'll keep doing it, even if it's
hurting people's feelings. And so, I hope that he'll fix things with the person he's had a relationship with for a long time, which I guess is mom. And the best way for him to do that would be to apologize and tell her that he did do everything, and that because how it went to the Pokemon.net thing and the Amazon thing, and she posted some link that didn't have a reference to mulatto. I have no idea where she got that, because when I look at it now, it still has the mulatto reference in the URL. So I didn't mean to be patronizing when I said, you know what a URL is, and obviously she didn't copy the right thing. So
yeah, it's
as a
I mean,
yeah.
there's no,
So-
but there's no fixing it. And when you get to the point where his buddies are comparing it to biblical characters who were murderers at one point in their life, or this or that, they're trying to justify it all. I'm going like, oh, the heck with it, you know. That's
for a universalist. Yeah, it's easy for a universalist. He has to anything goes. So Hitler's there with Gandhi in heaven, and Jesus and King David and all the whole gang, Abraham.
yeah, but is David still going around murdering
all there.
people? Is Paul still going around cutting off Christians' heads? Was that still happening? Is that still happening in heaven? Is that happening before they go to heaven, or did they have to repent? You know, I'm sorry, man. I just don't think it flies.
Yeah,
No, I don't think you can go to hell and live like the devil. Or no, yeah, I think you can. I don't think you can go to heaven and live like the devil, like some people preach. I had mentioned that on Sam's thing about Jack Smack, and he turned on me for accusing Jack Smack and how I falsely accused or something and how wrong I was. I'm like, no, man, a dude publicly says it. And then Bill's finally, you know, he stood up for me in the sense that, well, yeah, the guy does say this, you know, basically, you know, it was bizarre. It was totally crazy.
Yeah, again, it's the friend of mine because David and Ryan have befriended one of Andy's, I guess, earthly enemies, probably his biggest enemy. Then therefore the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and therefore it doesn't matter because David said something interesting here. Everything goes, you know, Mr. Caps. Universalism only extends so far as if he likes you, I guess. And if he doesn't like you, or he thinks that you're bothering his buddies, then you are reprobate, I suppose. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You're bad, though. Well, I don't know. I'd say that Andy and I have gotten to the point where in comments on one of his videos, I saw him doing it. You know, I'd say we're doing okay. You know, I mean, I think we'll, you know, I think he's a likable guy at times. You know, what the heck, you know, and I hope he thinks the same of me, even if he hates parts of me. I hope at least, you know, whatever. I hope at least we could not, I don't know, have massive.
Well, I would agree. I would agree with him that I felt that you over exaggerated it a little bit, but I don't know what happened before. I only, you know, I only see what was in that particular clip.
I know what was when I was in Sam's Hangout the day before. I knew what the comments were in the comment section, and when Sam puts up a video, he always gets rid of all those comments, right? He doesn't allow them to be seen, and that was freaking nuts. And it had to do with the same type of thing, the same stuff. And so when Andy came at me bringing up the same thing that I went through in Sam's Hangout, yeah, it was definitely not good timing. You know.
Yeah. So and that way, did you ever apologize to Andy for maybe like taking it?
No.
Well, one day maybe you will. And
no, I mean, I don't really plan on it. I don't plan on changing how I react to things like that. I apologize unless God would grab hold of me and change me. I'll probably always be an idiot like that. I'll probably still be always the idiot that if I see somebody getting beat up in the street, I'm just, hey, I don't, I'm sorry. No, I am sorry if it offended. No, I've apologized to everyone that it could have offended, but I don't apologize for my standing up for people who don't want to be involved with YouTube crap that are not involved to begin with. Like, you should not try to drag people in that have nothing to do with it or don't want to have anything to do with it. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's what bothered me.
Yeah.
And my response, maybe it is radical, but I think that hey, in real life, you know, I guess the reality is you could get your butt kicked. But on the other hand, you could be wimpy and not stand up for what's right too. And that's what allows horrible things to happen in the world because people don't have the desire to stand up for what's right, I guess. In my opinion, that's just my opinion. And I'm not saying that the way I worded things was right, but I whatever. I'd like to think it will pass. And I can apologize for my language, but I don't apologize for getting angry. Maybe some of the things I don't know. Jesus, the whole point is you don't poke and prod at people and try to drive. Tag on it. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, somebody that it wants to make peace and thinks that he's the man of peace, the universalist man of peace. That you would think that he would also seek that with you and say, "Wow, I think it was over exaggerated, but obviously it affected him a lot. I'm really, really sorry for that."
Yeah.
Instead,
and I guess I try to accept that. Okay, I can accept this. He screwed up, but when I hear it, I was just joking. It was just British humor. And I go, no, that's not humor. It's not joking. And then I hear, well, I was just trying to be nice. It's like, wait a minute, which is it? You were trying to be nice, or you're trying to it's one or the other. You can't have
British humor was he was trying to have a laugh, as they say. He was trying to goad you if it was British humor.
Right. And that's my point. And then build upon the conversation the day before or so, in Thick Shades Hangout. I'm like, wait a minute. Don't play this. So I don't claim to be a Christian. So in that sense, well, that doesn't justify it either. Whatever. I don't claim to be a nice guy either,
You're not held to as high a standard. And I mean, by the way, maybe you could do something with the domains then, because that would be a good way for the owner of pornogirls.net to absolve himself from responsibility by having you manage it as someone who doesn't claim to be a Christian. And
I wouldn't even own something like that.
Well, then what's your problem? You should because you have nothing holding you back.
Because, I would have people looking at me and saying, what the hell is wrong with you? And also I'd have to live with my conscience. Sorry. No, thanks.
Yeah. You think we could register something like hotwheels.net or what else could we do? Like
Elton into it. How about Hot Wheels? So those are kind of cool. I don't think there's too many. Well, suppose you want to go for the nerdy kids. I'd go for Lionel Trains and take it right into porn. So that, like, the nerd kid that's playing with the trains and stuff, little kids playing with their grandparents, old Lionel Trains, or even an HO section for the more hip kids, and you can take them right to it,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could have like naked ladies with the Hot Wheels.
True.
Maybe.
What about naked women, like with riding on the trains and stuff, though? I mean, you could bring trains. I mean, you could even. I mean, if you want to be really sick, I guess you could have naked women, like they'd lay down on the tracks, and your job would be to save them, or to have sex before the train got there. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things.
You might be a better manager than anyone else that's been involved with those things. I think you should seek the job. The Popeye
mind. Yeah, I have a pretty sick mind, but I'd say that I couldn't do it. No, I couldn't.
The Popeye sandwich again. I've been trying, and it's just stupid. I passed by one today, and I thought I'm going to get one for lunch, and the line was out the door at 2:30. I went out purposely to go later than lunch for the purpose of getting one today, and the line was out the door. It's stupid. So stupid. We got a ton of Popeyes in the Valley. I got like 3 or 4, and every single one is just packed out there. I just don't understand it. I've had every friend that I've had go has said it's not worth it, and it's a good sandwich, but that's what it is. And
I'm the Sailor Man. Hey, there we go. I think you could sing. If we could do, I can run a domain. If you could sing, I think we could do Popeye we could definitely turn that into some pretty exciting stuff. I don't
Do
know
you
about
have-
olive oil's out. We're gonna have to bring in some other more interesting.
Yeah, because she's not very voluptuous, right? I don't
No.
think people. Yeah, I understand where you're going there for sure. Yeah, so what this originally started with is I'm going to be starting up soon, Just Alphabets Media, which is going to be your one-stop shop for you to get web hosting if you want domains registered, podcast hosting, music hosting for bands. So that's all going to be starting really soon. Registered them today. I wanted to give you guys, because I have just a few folks on here to be able to see that. You'll be able to go to Just Alphabets and it should be there'll be really cheap options. Being as Just Alphabets Media is JAM jam, I'm going with like a jam theme. There's going to be a grape jam option, a strawberry jam option, and I think raspberry jam option. Where the raspberry, I don't know if that's too goofy, but that was what I first thought of. And each one, yeah, the sugar-free option. I was thinking of a jelly donut option too. Which might be just if it was just to store podcast files only, things like that. But I figured I would utilize my skills in that regard too to do something else and have another side business going. So being as I do it already for people, I just set up a podcast for my friend, a childhood friend. He interviewed me. Did you get a chance to listen to that at all, Bruce?
To what?
It was on my Facebook page.
No. Hey, I'm wondering though, do you think we're going to have civil war like soon between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A?
No.
I mean, I hope not. I there's some inside comments.
Are there?
Yeah.
I can't imagine from whom.
Pornogirls.net.
Oh, wow. Well, I wonder, what does he think about ttpics.com? Did he say?
Yeah, what do you think of TT Pics or pornogirls.not? Well, no, I guess, where is it now? Well, yeah, it goes to somebody's YouTube channel. Isn't that something?
I'm imagining it's mine.
There's instead of sharing the money, they're sharing the love. He's sharing the love. He's just passing it around to people's channels. You know?
Well, that's sweet.
Yeah, he's got to go.
All right, well, let me go to my Facebook. I'm not sharing the screen, so that's good. And I'm going to get the link to, if you haven't heard the podcast that I did with my buddy, it's in 3 parts. I think it's pretty funny. They marked it explicit because I say the SH word twice, I think, and there are a couple of adult themed jokes in there just because we were having a grand old time, and that's just a part of my humor, which isn't a surprise to anybody. If you've been on my channel for any length of time, but I'm getting the link. Let me find it. You'll be able to learn a little bit more about me and my experiences living in the San Fernando Valley as a kid in the 80s. And I thought it was pretty interesting. And Sam, since you're here, you could feel free to use it. I'm sure there's some exposed material in there.
I like I love one of the last comments. Those alphabets are so foreign to you. How so, Robbie? What's in your head? You have to admit the inside chat is comical.
I'm not even looking at it.
It's hilarious.
He could come.
Hilarious.
He could come if he is if he wants, and then I'll bring him in if it's him.
He's afraid to say who he is.
Yeah, I posted the link to. No, he's not afraid. He's just. Well, you think he's a coward?
Yes and no. I think it depends on which demon is speaking or personality. I'm not really sure. I'm not up on multiple personalities. I don't really actually believe in it. And I don't particularly believe in demon possession, but it is possible, I suppose. So I don't really know what's up. So I don't know if he's afraid or he has, and maybe it's a matter of different times he's in a different realm. I never thought about that. He could actually be in a different realm. And so things could change depending in names, his emotions, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the Mandela effect.
Yeah. Backstage is
That's by Mandela. That's my point. I think it's possible. Well, I don't. But anyhow, go ahead. I'll shut up.
Backstage is here so he can record stuff, but it's usually Backstage that's the one who defends Sam. And why don't you guys, if you guys come up on camera, I'll put you up. But otherwise, I'll have to ignore you. And I'm not going to be here for too long. So check out Rad Times on Roscoe. And Just Alphabets Media is coming up pretty soon. And you're going to have the ability to cheaply find a place to host a website if you want to have one for your YouTube channels or for your project. Or if you want to do a podcast, I can show you how to do it and provide you with the means to store. You have to have a means to store all of your audio files so they can be accessed by the podcast powers that be. And I have the ability to do that. So I might as well, since I have this stuff and I'm paying for it, I might as well turn myself into a vendor, just create another business. So I made that decision. I had the idea. I thought Just Alphabets was pretty funny. And we'll leave it at that. So let's see. Sabella, for her birthday, she sent a VTech Touch and Learn Activity Desk Deluxe. Oh, I don't know what she's talking about there. Hi, Sister Sunshine. But I think I'm about done. Now that the traffic should be let up, and today there were a lot of people that were out. So I think, how was the traffic today, Sister Sunshine? Since you're here, I don't know if you were out there. Were you out there?
She left a comment here. Just said, I'm cooking dinner and buried the hatchet about 2 hours until, yeah.
Oh, I don't think the hatchet, I mean, I don't know whether he buried the hatchet or not. Oh, it was light when you were out. But yeah, it's sad to me. Sister Sunshine, I don't know if you saw, but Elizabeth, she, as far as I can tell, she took down her channel.
Yeah, it's a shame though, really. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think
I like the gardening channel. I did like that.
I didn't watch any of that stuff, but I thought that it was. I think it's better for her not to be involved here at all. Personally, I think it'd be healthier.
Well, that could apply to all of us. Then it's nasty stuff sometimes.
That's true. That's true. We'll pick up. We're going to get some new stuff together. I intended for this video to not involve him too much. I was being cheeky because I knew that the Just Alphabets thing would it's like clickbait, right? Because when I said Just Alphabets, I knew people would think that I was talking about one thing.
Yeah, more British humor.
It is British humor because Just Alphabets is going to be a place where you could register your alphabets that you would like through me and get yourself a website or a parking page. I might have a parking page out. Maybe the jelly donut option will be parking page. But, here's something else that I bet even Backstage won't agree. Let's see, Backstage. You can say this, so prepare yourself. You're hearing this live. Backstage is a website and a parking page. Are they the same thing? In other words, is a parking page a website, Backstage? Let's see. Yeah. He said, domain is not a parking page nor a website. And that's how I know, Backstage, that you are Sam, right? So it's cute that you try and pretend not to be, but it's pretty obvious. As by definition, once again, just like the parking pages you had and the content that you had on June 5th at ttpics.com, it met the definition of pornography. A parking page meets the definition of a website. And I encourage you to follow up and do a video on that now, looking up the definitional website. And you have to make sure to do each part, and you'll be surprised that a parking page is a website. So there we go. If you come on the screen and you want to chat in video, pornogirls.net, I will be happy to talk with you. Oh, I'm looking at an old thing. Domain ain't Robbie. I don't know what that means. A domain ain't a website. That's correct. A domain is just a word. They have meaning, but you don't really have any libel meaning until you put content, and you associate content when somebody types the domain. You see, again, when somebody types a domain, as I've said before, it automatically forwards somewhere else, automatically in every instance. And the people that own it, or the people that the owners hire to manage it, when they direct it somewhere naughty, the person who owns it is responsible. And that is the end of the story. Just alphabets. Let me put it back. The banner. Bruce, are you gone? I'm going to see if I can get back the Mr. and Mrs. Liftaloft Restless video. Oh, I just found it. Liftaloft. There it is. And I'm going to try and play it through ManyCam and hope. Don't start yet. Oh, and it started. And that's how we're going to go out. It's my wife and I. She's singing, and I am playing the guitar and trying to harmonize with her. If you don't have a local church and you live in the San Fernando Valley, Lifehouse Church in Northridge, but Just Alphabets Media is coming. Bruce, thanks for showing up. Maybe you went and got coffee and you're going to come back and say, darn it, I missed it. But I'm going to I'm going to drop Bruce out since he's not here. And I'm going to bring in my buddy backstage. And we're going to wish you, on behalf of Backstage and myself, God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening and a great week. We'll be chatting more as I get more detailed with the things that Just Alphabets Media is going to be.
Robbie. So much silence, say Robbie? LOL liar. Hey fatty, when start thou gonna keep your promise and be silent, Robbie? Robbie gets hard over alphabets, LOL.
I can't understand what he's saying.
Wow. Don't pay parking website fat. So but LOL. Poor fat keep his own, LOL. God is coming to you, Robbie, LOL. A site fat is your name for LOL. That's so poor. You are so poor. Porn. LOL. He is so porn. More. That's Robbie. You. If I teach just so porn, even according to your L.
Oh, he left. We didn't hear much of what you had to say. Have a good one, everybody. I just listened to what you guys were talking about. That was insanity. I'm gonna play it one more time and see if it comes out better here. Because I'm listening on my cell phone, you can hear the echo. And I'm gonna play it one more time because I want you to hear it. Let's see if this works. And we're
You drown songs that we are singing, rising to the heavens, rising to your heart, our praise, filling up the space in between our frailties and everything you are the keeper of God. And I'm restless till I rest in you, till I rest in you. I am restless, I'm restless till I rest in you, till I rest in you. How sweet, for my soul is listening. Say that you have saved me, whisper in the dark, 'cause I know you more than my salvation. Without you, I am hopeless. Tell me how you are. You are the keeper of my heart. You are the keeper of my heart. And I'm restless till I rest in you, till I rest in you. I am restless, I'm restless till I rest in you, till I rest in you. Hold me close and let me hear the still small voice. Let it rise into a shout, into a cry, still my heart. Hold me close and let me hear the still small voice. Let it rise, let it rise into a shout, into a cry. And I am restless, I'm restless till I rest in you. Let me rest in you, and I'm restless till I rest in you, till I rest in you. Let me